Are you ready to unlock growth in two of the world's most dynamic regions? I'm Chooks, and today I will be talking about what every executive needs to know when entering or expanding across the Gulf and African markets. This is a very dynamic region of 60 plus countries, 6 countries in the GCC, comprising the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, and Kuwait. In the African context, you have over 54 countries across several economic blocks and regions. Together, this is a region of 60 plus countries, 1.5 billion plus people, over 1,000 languages, about $3 trillion in consumer markets, and about 5 trillion combined GDP. So this is a huge market, right? And it is one that every executive should take seriously. It is where I believe opportunity meets innovation. But if you're looking at this market, there are key considerations you should be aware of to really succeed with your expansion or entry approach. The first is to really consider the market. Is it stable? Is it growing? And is it business friendly? And you need to look at this not just from a macro point of view, because from a macro lens, the market is stable, it's growing, it's business friendly. But you need to consider this from a micro level. You need to drill down to your niche, your business, your sector, your specific domain, and interrogate these questions. Is the market stable? Is it growing? Is it business friendly for your specific niche? And this is vitally important because 60 plus countries, right? So the first is really drilling down to that specific market and interrogating this. The second key consideration is demand. Is the demand large enough? Is it accessible for your product? This is where you look at market maturity, competitive intensity, and size of the market. Is it worth the stress? Is it worth the endeavor? Is it worth the investment? That's the second key consideration. The third key and critical consideration is readiness. Is your business ready to make the necessary investment to adapt, to comply to local standards, to comply to local consumer preferences? Is your business ready to make those commitments, to make those decisions, to make those changes, to make those adaptations? This is the third critical consideration if you're interested in expanding into this region. Now, having answered these questions, deciding the market, interrogating stability, growth, and business friendliness, interrogating demand, market maturity, competitive intensity, interrogating your readiness to make the necessary product adaptations, having considered these things, there are a number of entry approaches that you may consider as well. Depending on the type of product or service or the type of business that you operate in, the right entry approach would vary. But here are some options that you may want to consider. The first is partnering with agents, distributors, and consolidators. Are there partners, distributors, etc., that can take on your product and help you with entry so that you don't have to set up in market, you don't have to worry about local compliance regulations? They would handle everything, right? So this is one entry option that you may want to consider. And I should add that is one option I haven't seen a lot of service-based businesses or non-tangible goods-based businesses explore. For instance, if you sell software, if you're a B2B SaaS or even B2C SaaS, could you have a local partner, white label the product, get a local partner to push it in as their product, and you have a rev share or revenue split? And it is an entry approach. The second option is setting up in the country, either setting up in a free zone or setting up in the mainland. Now, this is important, again, depending on your business and the type of customers that you're really looking to service. This may be the only approach. As a matter of fact, this may be the only approach for you if you're targeting certain sectors or certain customer segments. So again, something to consider. The third entry approach is e-commerce. Could you interrogate demand for your product via e-commerce? Can you, for instance, launch an ad from your current base of operations to see what demand comes in? Could you list on any of the e-commerce platforms already existing in that region to see what uptake is like for your product before you decide to make heavy investments in setting up and all of that? So this is another entry approach that you may want to consider for your business. Now, having said that, there's one really critical piece of information that shouldn't be ignored, and that is compliance. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a region of 60 plus countries, highly regulated environment, and non-compliance can be really expensive, especially if you want to do business in this market long term. Compliance is critically important, whether it is halal certifications or it is language translation, not translation, not transcription, language translation, or labeling requirements and standards. Compliance is critical to doing business in this market. Having said that, if you need support, reach out to the team at cassiaconsulting.com, and one of our market advisors would be happy to assist you. Until next time, I wish you success.